Here are Grandma's 75 oddly useful food hacks every cook should know. Insert a toothpick in potatoes for faster baking. Do you want to speed up your baked potatoes? Grandma's trick is to insert a toothpick before baking. The toothpick acts as a heat conductor, helping the potato cook more evenly and quickly by allowing heat to penetrate deeper into the center. Simply stick a toothpick halfway into each potato, place them on a baking sheet, and cook as usual. You'll notice the cooking time is reduced without compromising texture. It's a simple and clever trick by Grandma that ensures perfectly baked potatoes every time. Reuse pickle juice for marinating. Don't toss out leftover pickle juice. It's perfect for marinating. The salty, tangy brine adds flavor to meats, poultry, and even vegetables. The vinegar in the brine helps tenderize the meat while the spices enhance flavor. Pour the pickle juice into a resealable bag or container, add your protein or veggies, and let it marinate for a few hours or overnight. This simple trick infuses your food with a zesty kick and makes use of something you'd otherwise throw away. Add a potato to oversalted soup. Have you accidentally oversalt your soup? No worries, just add a peeled potato. The starch in the potato absorbs some of the excess salt, balancing the flavors. Simply peel a raw potato, drop it into the pot, and let it simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes. Remove the potato before serving, and you'll notice the soup tastes much less salty. It's a quick and easy way to save your dish without diluting it with extra water or broth. Use pickle brine for salad dressing. Give your salad a zesty twist by using leftover pickle brine as a base for dressing. The tangy, salty flavor of the brine adds a unique kick to your greens. Mix equal parts pickle brine with olive oil, then add a bit of mustard or honey for balance. Whisk together and drizzle over your favorite salad. It's a quick, flavorful dressing that uses ingredients you already have in the kitchen and adds a bright punch to your salads. Freeze onion to prevent tears when chopping. Are you tired of tearing up while chopping onions? Pop them in the freezer first. Freezing an onion for about 15 minutes before chopping slows down the release of sulfur compounds, the chemicals that make your eyes water. Once partially frozen, chop the onion as usual. You'll notice significantly fewer tears without affecting the flavor or texture of the onion. Use beer to tenderize tough meat cuts before grilling. Beer works wonders as a marinade thanks to its acidity and carbonation, which break down tough muscle fibers, making meat more tender. Choose a beer that matches the flavor you want. Dark beers give a rich, bold taste, while lighter beers add subtle flavor. Pour the beer over your meat, cover, and let it marinate for at least 2 hours or overnight. This method not only tenderizes but also enhances the meat's flavor, giving you a juicier and tastier grilled dish. Place a wooden spoon over a pot to prevent overflow. A simple trick to stop your pot from boiling over is placing a wooden spoon across the top. The spoon breaks up bubbles that form while cooking, reducing the chance of spills. As water or broth heats up, bubbles rise but break when they hit the spoon, keeping your stovetop cleaner. Just lay the spoon flat over the pot's top while it's simmering or boiling. This easy hack saves you from constant monitoring and messy cleanups. Sprinkle salt on the board to keep herbs from scattering. Keep herbs from scattering while chopping by sprinkling salt on the cutting board. The salt creates friction, preventing lightweight herbs from slipping as you chop. Before cutting, lightly dust your board with a pinch of salt, then place your herbs on top. As you chop, the herbs stay in place, making the process quicker and more controlled. It's a quick trick that helps keep herbs contained and makes chopping more efficient. Grind stale bread into crumbs and freeze. Turn stale bread into a kitchen staple by grinding it into breadcrumbs. Place the bread in a food processor and grind until you reach the desired texture. Once ground, spread the crumbs on a tray to dry or freeze immediately in a resealable bag. These breadcrumbs are perfect for coatings or toppings and store well in the freezer for up to 3 months. Instead of wasting old bread, you'll always have a ready-to-use ingredient for various recipes. Add baking soda to beans to soften them faster. Did you know that you can speed up the cooking process and soften beans by adding a pinch of baking soda to the cooking water? The alkaline nature of baking soda helps break down the beans' tough outer skin, allowing for quicker cooking and a creamier texture. Use about a quarter teaspoon of baking soda per cup of dried beans. Let the beans simmer until tender, and you'll find they're ready in less time with a soft, smooth finish perfect for soups or stews. Chill the mixing bowl before making whipped cream. For perfectly whipped cream, chill your mixing bowl and beaters first. The cold bowl helps the cream whip faster and maintain its structure by keeping the fat cold. Place the bowl and beaters in the freezer for 10 to 15 minutes before using. Then pour in cold cream and whip until soft peaks form. To add extra flavor, mix in a splash of vanilla extract or a pinch of sugar while whipping. This trick guarantees a light, fluffy topping for your favorite desserts. Add seltzer water to matzo balls for fluffiness. For lighter matzo balls, Grandma would use seltzer water instead of regular water. The carbonation adds air bubbles, making the dough rise and creating a fluffier texture. Swap out about a quarter cup of water for seltzer in your recipe and mix as usual. After forming the balls, let them rest in the fridge for added firmness before cooking. This technique gives your matzo balls a tender, airy finish that's perfect for any soup. You can also use this trick for other dumpling recipes. Soak raisins to plump them before baking. Soaking raisins before baking rehydrates them, making them plump and juicy. Simply soak the raisins in warm water, juice, or even rum for 10 to 15 minutes, then drain them well. The added moisture prevents them from drying out during baking, enhancing both texture and flavor. For a flavorful twist, soak the raisins in tea or flavored liqueurs before adding them to your recipe. This hack ensures every bite of your baked goods is packed with sweet, tender raisins. Clean used cooking oil with cornstarch. To extend the life of your cooking oil, clean it with cornstarch. Stir a tablespoon of cornstarch into cooled oil and heat for about 10 minutes. The cornstarch attracts food particles, which you can then strain out using a fine mesh sieve or cheesecloth. This method keeps your oil fresher for reuse, reducing waste. Once cleaned, store the oil in an airtight container in a cool, dark place to maintain its quality for future cooking. Add peanut butter to muffin pans for extra flavor. Elevate your muffins by adding a layer of peanut butter before baking. Grease the muffin pan. Spread a teaspoon of peanut butter into the bottom of each cup, then pour the batter over it. As the muffins bake, the peanut butter melts, creating a rich, flavorful surprise inside. You can also experiment by adding a pinch of cinnamon or chocolate chips to the peanut butter for extra flavor. This simple trick gives your muffins an irresistible, nutty twist. Soak unpopped popcorn kernels for reuse. Instead of tossing unpopped popcorn kernels, soak them in water to give them a second chance. The moisture softens the kernel's tough outer shell, making it easier to pop. Simply soak the unpopped kernels in water for 10 to 15 minutes. Drain, and then pop them again as usual. This trick increases the popping success rate and reduces waste. If you still have some unpopped kernels, try soaking them a bit longer next time for better results. Add oil to pasta water to prevent overflow. Prevent your pasta pot from boiling over by adding a splash of oil to the water. The oil disrupts the bubbles that form as the water heats, reducing the chances of overflow. Bring your water to a boil, add about a teaspoon of oil, and then cook the pasta as usual. Stir occasionally to ensure the pasta cooks evenly. Not only does this method control bubbles, but it also helps keep the pasta from sticking together. Use mayo instead of butter for grilled sandwiches. For perfectly crisp and flavorful grilled sandwiches, Grandma would always spread mayonnaise instead of butter on the bread. Mayo creates a golden, crunchy crust because of its high oil content and low water content. Simply spread a thin layer of mayo on the outside of the bread before grilling. The result is a sandwich with a richer, more evenly browned exterior. It's a clever swap that works especially well when you want a creamy, tangy twist to your classic grilled cheese. Wrap cucumbers in a damp cloth to stay fresh. Keep cucumbers fresh longer by wrapping them in a damp cloth before storing them in the fridge. The moisture from the cloth helps maintain the cucumber's crispness, preventing it from drying out or becoming too soft. Wrap the cucumbers loosely in the damp cloth and place them in the crisper drawer. This method creates the ideal balance of humidity and air circulation, ensuring your cucumbers stay fresh and crunchy for days. Soak fish in milk to reduce smell. Reduce the fishy smell of seafood by soaking it in milk before cooking. The proteins in milk bind to compounds responsible for the odor, neutralizing the strong smell. Place the fish in a shallow dish. Cover it with milk and let it soak for about 20 to 30 minutes. Rinse the fish under cold water before cooking as usual. This trick not only removes the odor, but also tenderizes the fish slightly, giving you a fresher tasting meal. Test eggs in water. Floaters are bad. Here's a classic but clever trick by Grandma. Check the freshness of your eggs by placing them in a bowl of water. Fresh eggs will sink to the bottom and lay flat, while older eggs will stand upright or float. This happens because eggs develop air pockets as they age, making them more buoyant. Simply fill a bowl with cold water and gently lower the eggs in. Discard any floaters as they are likely spoiled. It's a quick and reliable way to avoid using bad eggs in your meals. Rub vinegar on hands to neutralize pepper burn. If your hands are burning after handling hot peppers, rub them with vinegar to neutralize the capsaicin, the compound responsible for the heat. Capsaicin is oil-based, and vinegar helps break it down, reducing the burn. Pour a little vinegar onto your hands and rub thoroughly for a minute or two, then rinse with cold water. This simple solution quickly relieves the painful, lingering sensation after cooking with spicy peppers. Place chalk in pantry to absorb moisture. Keep your pantry dry by placing a few sticks of chalk on the shelves. Chalk is a natural moisture absorber and prevents humidity from causing food to spoil. Simply place a few pieces of plain, untreated chalk in a small bowl or directly on the shelf. Replace the chalk every few months or if it feels damp. This easy trick helps reduce moisture levels and keeps your dry goods fresher for longer. Use a ketchup bottle as a pancake batter dispenser. Make pancake mornings mess-free by using an empty ketchup bottle as a pancake batter dispenser. The squeeze bottle allows you to easily control the flow of batter, creating perfectly sized pancakes with no drips. Clean out an empty bottle, fill it with batter, and simply squeeze to dispense onto your hot griddle. It's a fun, practical way to keep your kitchen cleaner while making breakfast. Store tomatoes stem side down to last longer. Extend the freshness of your tomatoes by storing them stem side down. This prevents air and moisture from entering the tomato through the stem scar, slowing down the ripening process. Place your tomatoes in a single layer, stem side down, on a flat surface at room temperature. This simple storage technique keeps them firm and flavorful for a longer period. Rub vodka in pie dough for flakiness. For a flaky pie crust, replace some of the water with vodka when making dough. Vodka evaporates more quickly than water during baking, creating layers of steam that puff up and separate the dough, leading to a tender, flaky crust. Add an equal amount of vodka to replace up to half the water in your dough recipe. Mix until it comes together. Then chill the dough before rolling. This clever hack ensures your pie crust stays light and flaky. Soak eggs in vinegar for easy peeling. Did you know that you can peel hard-boiled eggs effortlessly by soaking them in vinegar before cooking? The vinegar weakens the eggshells by dissolving some of the calcium, making them easier to peel. Simply place the eggs in a bowl of vinegar for 10 to 15 minutes before boiling. After cooking, cool the eggs in ice water and peel. You'll notice the shells come off much easier, leaving you with smooth, perfectly peeled eggs, whether for deviled eggs or egg salads. Hang garlic in mesh bags to avoid mold. Preserve garlic longer by hanging it in mesh bags. The mesh allows airflow around the garlic, preventing moisture buildup that can lead to mold. Place a few garlic heads in a mesh bag or old pantyhose and hang it in a cool, dry place. This simple method keeps garlic fresh for months, ensuring you always have some on hand for cooking. It's a space-saving and effective way to avoid moldy cloves. Use stale bread to soften brown sugar. Revive hard brown sugar by placing a piece of stale bread in the container. The bread releases moisture into the sugar, softening it over time. Put a slice of stale bread into the airtight sugar container, seal it, and leave it overnight. By morning, the brown sugar will be soft and ready to use again for baking or cooking. Boil potatoes with skins to reduce water absorption. Grandma would always boil potatoes with their skins on to prevent them from absorbing too much water. The skins act as a barrier, keeping the moisture out and maintaining the potato structure. Simply scrub the potatoes, leave the skins intact, and boil them as usual. Once they're cooked, you can peel the skins easily, leaving you with firmer, less soggy potatoes, perfect for mashing or roasting. Add lemon juice to rice to prevent sticking. For fluffier rice, add a splash of lemon juice to the cooking water. The acidity of lemon juice helps break down the starches in the rice, preventing the grains from sticking together. Just add a teaspoon of lemon juice to the water before it reaches a boil, then cook the rice as usual. The lemon not only helps with texture, but also adds a hint of freshness to the dish. Soak apples in salt water to avoid browning. Worried about your apple slices turning brown too quickly? Soaking them in salt water slows down the oxidation process, keeping them fresher longer. Dissolve half a teaspoon of salt in a cup of water, then soak the apple slices for 5 to 10 minutes. Rinse thoroughly with cold water to remove any saltiness before serving. Stick bay leaves in pantry to repel bugs. Repel pantry pests naturally by placing bay leaves among your food supplies. The strong aroma of bay leaves drives away insects like weevils and moths. Just scatter a few dried bay leaves around your pantry or inside food containers. Remember to replace the leaves every few rub onion on grill grates to clean. Struggling with greasy grill grates? A cut onion can help. When heated, the onion's natural enzymes break down stuck-on grease and grime, making cleanup easier. Heat the grill, cut an onion in half, and rub it directly over the grates. The combination of heat and onion juice quickly lifts residue, leaving your grill clean and ready for the next meal. Rinse berries in vinegar to extend shelf life. Rinsing berries in a vinegar solution can keep them fresh longer. The acidity of vinegar kills bacteria and mold spores that speed up spoilage. Mix 1 part vinegar with 3 parts water and gently rinse the berries. Afterward, drain and dry them thoroughly before storing in the fridge. Add orange juice to scrambled eggs. Did you know that adding orange juice to scrambled eggs can make them fluffier and tastier? The natural acidity in the juice breaks down proteins in the eggs, creating a softer and fluffier texture. Grandma loved this simple trick to make her breakfast extra special. Whisk 1 tablespoon of orange juice per 2 eggs until fully combined, then cook over medium heat, stirring gently. The hint of citrus brightens the flavor, adding a surprising twist that complements the creamy, rich texture beautifully. Use soda water for fluffy pancakes. Soda water is a secret ingredient for making pancakes lighter and fluffier. Its carbonation adds air to the batter, creating a tender texture. Replace regular milk or water with soda water in your pancake recipe using the same measurements. Gently mix the batter to avoid deflating the bubbles. Let it sit for a few minutes before pouring onto the griddle. The result is irresistibly soft pancakes with a delicate texture that pairs perfectly with syrup or fresh fruit. Add apple cider vinegar to chili. Apple cider vinegar makes chili more flavorful and balanced. Its tanginess brightens the dish, cutting through the richness of the ingredients. Add 1 teaspoon of vinegar near the end of cooking, stirring it in gently to blend the flavors. This small addition enhances the overall depth of the chili without overpowering its essence. Serve the chili as usual for a well-rounded, vibrant dish with an extra layer of taste. Keep cornbread moist with sour cream. Adding sour cream to cornbread batter keeps it moist and tender. Its creamy texture and slight tang complement the sweetness of cornbread, preventing dryness. Substitute a portion of the liquid in your recipe with sour cream, about half a cup for every 2 cups of batter. Stir it in gently to avoid overmixing. Bake as usual and enjoy a cornbread that's rich, soft, and stays fresh longer. Pair with honey butter or a warm bowl of chili for the perfect meal. Boost coffee flavor with cinnamon. Have you tried adding a pinch of cinnamon to your coffee? Apparently, it can elevate your coffee, adding warmth and complexity to its flavor. The spice enhances the natural richness of coffee while providing a subtle sweetness. Sprinkle a small amount of ground cinnamon into your coffee grounds before brewing or stir it directly into your cup. Adjust the amount based on your taste preference. This aromatic addition not only boosts flavor, but also fills your kitchen with a comforting, inviting scent every morning. Poach eggs with vinegar in water. Adding vinegar to poaching water ensures perfectly shaped eggs. According to Grandma, the acidity in vinegar helps the egg whites coagulate faster, keeping them intact. Bring a pot of water to a gentle simmer and add 1 tablespoon of vinegar per quart of water. Crack each egg into a small bowl and carefully slide it into the water. Cook for 3 to 4 minutes for soft yolks, then remove with a slotted spoon. This method creates beautifully poached eggs for breakfast or brunch dishes. Revive lettuce with ice and vinegar. Wilted lettuce can be brought back to life with ice water and a splash of vinegar. The cold water rehydrates the leaves, while vinegar's acidity restores crispness and brightness. Fill a large bowl with ice water and add 1 tablespoon of vinegar. Submerge the lettuce leaves for 10 to 15 minutes, then pat them dry with a clean towel. This quick fix leaves your greens crunchy and fresh, perfect for salads or sandwich toppings. Make clear ice cubes. Crystal clear ice cubes are easy to make with a little preparation. Start by boiling water and letting it cool to room temperature before pouring it into your ice tray. Boiling removes air bubbles and impurities, resulting in clearer cubes. Freeze the tray slowly to further reduce cloudiness. These clear cubes are perfect for cocktails or special occasions. For added flair, freeze small fruits or herbs inside the cubes to elevate your drinks. Smash garlic for easy peeling. Smashing garlic cloves makes peeling them effortless. The pressure breaks the papery skin, separating it from the clove. Place the clove on a cutting board and press down firmly with the flat side of a knife or a kitchen utensil. Remove the skin with your fingers, and the garlic is ready to use. This method saves time and effort while also slightly crushing the clove, releasing more flavor for your cooking. Save mushy rice with a bread slice. A slice of white bread can help fix mushy rice by absorbing excess moisture. White bread is highly porous, with a structure full of tiny air pockets that act like sponges. Additionally, the starch in bread enhances its absorbent capacity, helping it draw out excess moisture from the rice. Place a slice of bread on top of the rice in the pot and cover with a lid. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, allowing the bread to soak up the extra water. Remove the bread and gently fluff the rice. Ripen bananas in a paper bag. Bananas ripen faster in a paper bag due to the ethylene gas they release. The bag traps the gas, accelerating the process. Place your bananas in a brown paper bag and fold the top loosely to allow airflow while retaining the gas. For even faster ripening, add an apple or a ripe banana to the bag. Check daily until the bananas reach your desired ripeness. This trick is ideal for quickly ripening bananas for baking or snacking. Wrap celery in aluminum foil. Aluminum foil helps celery stay crisp and fresh for longer. The foil allows ethylene gas to escape while retaining the celery's moisture, preventing it from becoming limp. Wrap the entire celery stalk tightly in foil, ensuring there are no gaps, and store it in the refrigerator's crisper drawer. Replace the foil as needed to maintain freshness. This simple method keeps celery crunchy for weeks, perfect for salads, snacks, or cooking. Stop avocado browning with onion. Onions can keep cut avocados from turning brown. The sulfur compounds in onions slow down the oxidation process that causes browning. Place a few slices of onion in an airtight container and position the avocado cut side up on top of the onion. Seal the container and refrigerate. The avocado stays fresh and green for longer, perfect for guacamole or sandwiches. For a double benefit, use the onion in your recipes afterward. Prevent apple browning in salt water. Salt water is a simple solution for preventing apple slices from browning. The salt inhibits the oxidation process that causes discoloration. Mix half a teaspoon of salt into a bowl of cold water, then soak the apple slices for 3 to 5 minutes. Drain and pat them dry before serving. The slight saltiness doesn't affect the flavor significantly, but keeps the apples looking fresh. Add a squeeze of lemon juice for an extra layer of freshness and brightness. Freeze overripe bananas to save them. Freezing overripe bananas prevents waste and preserves them for future use. Their natural sweetness and soft texture make them perfect for smoothies or baking. Peel the bananas and place them in an airtight container or freezer bag, ensuring no air is trapped. Label the bag with the date for easy tracking. Thaw them in the fridge before use, or blend them frozen for a creamy consistency. Make buttermilk with vinegar easily. Making buttermilk at home is simple with vinegar. Its acidity curdles milk, creating the tangy, thick consistency of buttermilk. Add 1 tablespoon of white or apple cider vinegar to 1 cup of milk. Stir and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. The milk will thicken and develop a slightly sour taste, perfect for baking or marinating. Use this quick hack whenever you need buttermilk and don't have it on hand. It works perfectly in recipes for pancakes or biscuits. Dunk potatoes in cold water to peel. Did you know that cold water makes peeling boiled potatoes much easier? The temperature change causes the potato skin to loosen and slide off effortlessly. After boiling, transfer the hot potatoes directly into a bowl of ice water. Let them sit for 10 seconds, then remove and gently rub the skin with your hands. It comes off in one quick motion. This trick saves time and keeps your hands cool, ideal for preparing large batches of potatoes. Ensure flaky crust with ice water. Ice water is essential for a perfectly flaky pie crust. Keeping the dough cold prevents the butter from melting too soon, creating layers of fat that form flakes during baking. Add ice cubes to your water before mixing it into the flour and butter. Gradually, add the chilled water 1 tablespoon at a time until the dough comes together. Avoid overworking the dough to maintain its flakiness. Chill the dough before rolling for even better results. Chill onions to avoid tears while cutting. Cold onions release fewer tear-inducing compounds, making them easier to chop without discomfort. Place the onion in the refrigerator for 15 to 30 minutes before cutting. The cold temperature slows the release of sulfuric compounds that irritate your eyes. Use a sharp knife to reduce cell damage and further minimize tears. This simple preparation step makes meal prep smoother and more enjoyable, especially when slicing multiple onions for soups, stews, or salads. Tenderize meat with pineapple juice. Pineapple juice is a natural meat tenderizer due to its enzyme bromelain, which breaks down tough proteins. Pour the juice over the meat in a shallow dish, ensuring it's fully coated. Marinate for 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the thickness and type of meat. Avoid over-marinating to prevent the meat from becoming mushy. This method works especially well for tough cuts like flank steak or pork chops, leaving them juicy and tender. Get 50% more from your bacon. Do you want to get more from your bacon? Grandma said that cooking it slowly is the hack. Apparently, cooking bacon slowly over low heat renders more fat, making each strip larger and crispier. Start by placing the bacon in a cold pan, ensuring the strips don't overlap. Turn the heat to low and cook slowly, flipping occasionally to ensure even browning. The slow cooking process prevents shrinkage and keeps the bacon meaty. Save the rendered fat for cooking eggs or vegetables. It's a flavorful addition to many dishes and minimizes waste. Fix salty soup with raw potato. A raw potato can help reduce saltiness in soup, according to Grandma. The starch in the potato absorbs some of the excess salt while cooking. Peel a potato, cut it into large chunks, and add it to the soup. Simmer for 15 to 20 minutes, then remove the potato pieces before serving. This simple fix balances flavors without diluting the soup. If you don't have a potato, adding cooked rice or unsalted broth can achieve similar results. Preserve milk longer with a pinch of salt. Salt can extend the shelf life of milk by inhibiting bacterial growth. Add a pinch of salt to a fresh container of milk and shake gently to mix. Store the milk in the coldest part of the refrigerator, not the door, for maximum freshness. The salt doesn't affect the flavor, but helps keep milk usable for an extra few days. This hack is especially useful when you need milk to last until your next grocery trip. Save veggie scraps for soup stock. Vegetable scraps can be repurposed into a flavorful soup stock. Onion skins, carrot tops, celery ends, and herb stems all add depth to the broth. Collect scraps in a resealable bag and store them in the freezer until you have enough to make stock. Simmer the scraps in a pot of water for 1 to 2 hours, then strain. Use the stock immediately or freeze it for later. This eco-friendly hack reduces waste and adds rich flavor to soups and stews. Ripen pears faster in a paper bag. A paper bag can speed up pear ripening by trapping ethylene gas, which fruits naturally release. Place the pears in a paper bag, fold the top loosely, and leave them at room temperature. To accelerate the process further, add a ripe banana or apple to the bag. Check daily for ripeness, as the fruit can ripen quickly. This method is perfect for when you need soft, juicy pears for snacking, baking, or poaching. Parboil potatoes for crispy roasting. Parboiling potatoes before roasting ensures a perfectly crispy exterior and fluffy interior. Boil peeled and chopped potatoes in salted water for 5 to 7 minutes, just until slightly tender. Drain and let them dry completely before tossing in oil and your favorite seasonings. Roast at high heat, turning occasionally for golden, crunchy potatoes. Parboiling removes excess starch, which helps create a crisp crust. For an added flavor boost, sprinkle fresh herbs or garlic while roasting. Stop sugar clumps with rice grains. Rice grains are a simple solution to prevent sugar from clumping. Their natural ability to absorb moisture keeps sugar dry and free-flowing. Place a few grains of uncooked rice in a small piece of cheesecloth or a tea bag and tie it tightly. Add this to your sugar container and store as usual. The rice won't mix with the sugar, but will effectively soak up humidity. Replace the rice every few months for consistent results. Add butter to juicy burger patties. Butter makes burger patties juicier and more flavorful. The fat in butter melts as the burgers cook, keeping them moist and tender. Instead of mixing butter into the ground beef, place a thin pat of butter on top of each patty while grilling or pan frying. This allows the butter to melt directly into the meat, adding richness without overworking the mixture. For extra flavor, you can mix garlic or herbs into the butter beforehand. Grill or pan fry as usual for deliciously juicy burgers with an enhanced flavor profile. Mix cold water for lump-free gravy. Cold water is essential for lump-free gravy. Mixing cold water with flour before adding it to hot stock prevents clumps from forming. Whisk 2 tablespoons of flour into half a cup of cold water until smooth. Gradually add this mixture to simmering stock, stirring constantly. Cook over medium heat until the gravy thickens. This method ensures a smooth, velvety consistency. Add salt, pepper, or drippings for additional flavor to perfect your sauce. Keep strawberries fresh with vinegar. A vinegar rinse can extend the freshness of strawberries. Its antimicrobial properties kill bacteria and mold spores, slowing spoilage. Mix 1 part white vinegar with 3 parts water in a bowl. Soak the strawberries for a few minutes, then rinse thoroughly with fresh water to remove the vinegar taste. Dry the berries completely before storing them in the refrigerator. This hack keeps strawberries fresh and delicious for days longer than usual. Freeze ginger for extra juice yield. Freezing ginger makes it easier to extract juice while grating. The freezing process breaks down ginger fibers, allowing more juice to release with minimal effort. Peel the ginger and freeze it in an airtight container or resealable bag. When needed, grate the frozen ginger with a fine grater or microplane. Squeeze the grated pulp to extract the juice. This method is perfect for recipes, teas, or marinades, and it also extends the ginger's shelf life significantly. Add milk to keep boiled potatoes white. Milk helps boiled potatoes retain their natural white color. The proteins in milk create a protective layer that prevents discoloration caused by oxidation. Add a splash of milk to the pot while boiling potatoes for mashed dishes or salads. Simmer as usual until tender, then drain and prepare the potatoes as needed. This trick is especially useful for presentation in recipes where bright white potatoes make a visual impact. Pre-salt veggies to prevent wateriness. Pre-salting vegetables removes excess moisture, preventing dishes from becoming watery. Salt draws water out of vegetables through osmosis, concentrating their flavor and improving texture. Sprinkle a pinch of salt over sliced vegetables like zucchini, eggplant, or cucumbers, and let them sit for 10 to 15 minutes. Blot the veggies dry with a paper towel before cooking. This simple step enhances their flavor and ensures crispy, firm results in stir-fries, sautés, or baked dishes. Make chips from peeled vegetables. Vegetable peels can be turned into crispy, flavorful chips instead of going to waste. Carrot, potato, or parsnip peels work particularly well. Toss the peels in olive oil, sprinkle with salt and seasonings of your choice, and spread them on a baking sheet. Bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes or until crispy, flipping halfway through. These homemade chips are a tasty, eco-friendly snack, adding crunch and reducing kitchen waste effortlessly. Revive stale bread with water. Do you want to revive stale bread? It's super easy with just water. The moisture from it rehydrates the bread, making it fresh and pliable again. Lightly dampen the surface of the loaf with water, either by sprinkling or brushing it on evenly. Place the bread in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius for about 5 to 10 minutes, allowing the heat to rejuvenate its crust and interior. Reheat pizza perfectly using a skillet. Reheating pizza in a skillet ensures a crispy crust and melty toppings. The direct heat from the skillet revitalizes the crust while preserving its texture. Heat a skillet over medium heat and place a slice of pizza in it. Add a splash of water and cover the skillet with a lid to trap heat and allow the cheese to melt. Cook for 2 to 3 minutes or until the pizza is heated through. This method avoids the soggy crust that microwaving often creates. Add butter for a velvety sauce. Butter adds richness and a silky texture to sauces. As it melts, it creates a smooth emulsion that enhances flavor and consistency. Cut cold butter into small pieces and whisk it into the sauce over low heat, one piece at a time. This gradual method prevents the sauce from separating and ensures a velvety finish. Pair this technique with creamy tomato-based or pan sauces for a luxurious touch. Cut butter cleanly using dental floss. Dental floss provides a clean, precise way to cut butter. The floss slices smoothly through the butter without squishing or sticking. Use unflavored, unwaxed dental floss for best results. Place the butter block on a cutting board, hold the floss taut, and press down firmly to cut through. This technique is especially useful for evenly slicing butter for baking or presentation. It works just as well for soft cheeses or dough logs too.